Hi Helena. 1.6 billion is that training and education program. Then something like 180 million is the youth one, and 11 million is a Claude Monet program, or something to that effect. So it's like 10 times as much as the training education one. 1.6 billion. So I thought, so if we have to hand in for the youth one, then we're fighting for 180 million. I mean, we only need 500,000, so it's okay. But it's just, yeah. Anyway, this the latest news on my project proposal efforts. Miss a deadline. Yeah.
Tell everybody what Guinevere is all about.
Yeah. Does everybody know what Guinevere is all about? Who wants to know what Guinevere is all about? It's the other question.
I'd like to. This is the first I've heard of it.
Okay.
I want to
Guinevere, yeah. The acronym stands for Games Used in Engaging Virtual Environments for Real-Time Language Education. Yeah, engaging virtual environments. I'll just type that for you. And it's the acronym I've chosen for basically an EU-funded project that looks at games like Evo Village, yeah, the games we use in virtual environments or create in virtual environments. The one thing is that after having done 3 EU-funded projects already, called Lancelot, Avalon, and Camelot, it had to be it had to be a name, of course, yeah. And I can show you the proposal. I mean, things is that proposals should not be published really, because a lot of people are going for the same funds, and there's a bit of a competition around. So you careful if I give you this link now. Don't publish it on the web, but you can see that what I would like to do is I would like to focus on these games in virtual environment, get some money from the European Commission to especially develop teacher training courses, but more, it's like in Camelot, develop the whole subject, yeah, about, when Camelot we did machinima, and in Guinevere we'll focus on games. And what I figured, the 5 weeks of Evo Village, what we did was absolutely amazing to me. I mean, I was stunned how at the beginning of the project a wiki was completely empty, and by the end of 5 weeks there was so much expertise around it. So many games have already been created, and so much of this wonderful mixture from, you know, just adding sounds to board games to global simulation, that we have this amazing expertise in our midst. I didn't even know. I was awestruck, yeah. And the only thing that I thought might still be something that we could improve, I'm not sure whether I'm really right with this or not, is I feel that we have a lot of technical know-how of task design and activities, language learning activities, but we might not really have a lot of expertise when it comes to game design. Is that correct, my impression?
It certainly fits me. The difference between an activity and a game is something that seems very subtle to me.
Yeah, it depends about what the definition of games are. Are you going to make like a app? That way, I mean, this is a huge area, depending on what we are talking about, Heike.
Well, I'm not sure about the whole thing, and this is why I feel it's wonderful that in this project proposal, if you have a look at it, Stylianos Mistakidis, with his experience in 3D immersive environments and games, he himself at the moment is creating a game in Kitely, yeah. And Stylianos is not specifically language focused. He is more e-learning in general focused, but he is on a European scale the main person on 3D immersive gaming experience. Yeah. And then what we have with partners is Minecraft. Using Minecraft, the kids. I mean, I know the University of Tampere, Laura. She uses Minecraft to teach German, and they have an own developed sort of 3D. It looks like Google Street View, more or less, of German towns, where they take the kids and let them experience a 3D environment just by walking the streets. Yeah. That's the kind of. There's also a game element to it. Yeah. Then, of course, Nick, who is wonderful, a technical expert in OpenSim. And then the what I have is, if you have a look at this Ovos Media, they created for Goethe Institute the 3D learning world of Lerndeutsch, which is an A1 German course. You can all download it for free. It's an app, yeah, for a free app. Lerndeutsch, and it's a 3D sort of environment where you also walk a town and street and click on objects and they come up with something. And Ovos Media created this one. But Ovos Media not only created an e-learning game, but they create the toolkit with which they created this game. They are making this available for teachers. And this has a collaboration feature to it. So they canvas, or they sell this toolkit as well, so that teachers can create their own 3D kind of like games on tablets by themselves, yeah, with images, with adding tasks to things, etc. So this is why Ovos is an idea to as a partner. They would love to join. And of course Indire, but Indire is with Edmondo. And Indire, they cannot join because they are the national agency for the European Commission in Italy. But I said we still lack a pedagogical either training center or a university, those who add pedagogical know-how to the quite technical know-how that we have already. Yeah. So it's a pedagogical teacher training kind of thing. That's what I feel like we're still missing. We used to have ICC Europe for that, but sadly in the last project they didn't do the job they were supposed to do. So I'm still looking for a pedagogical teacher training partner that could do the accreditation.
Consultancy.
Sorry?
Have you thought about the consultancy?
The consultancy was on my mind as well. Yeah, that's a very, very good thought. Yeah, great idea.
Sorry.
It's just that not much in 3D environments, right? No.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking about the app world. The Candy Crush people, the Swedish group, which sold their Candy Crush for about 40 billions. I'm not exaggerating, 40 billions. And I'm in contact with one of the guys from that consortium there, which could we went to with the maybe Transition World Organization with Bente Milton and that crowd, and we have that Swedish guy is a part of us. It could be interesting to see if this area could be something for them, or we could get Stefan into our area. I'm just thinking open here. Sorry.
And what does this Stefan do? Say it again.
He is part of the consortium who made Candy Crush with this famous app, which I'm not very much into the game thing there, but they sold that for 40 billions, huge sum. And he's very much into new area of gaming and games, and that area I've had to look up, and if it's just make my mind thinking what you're talking about now. We're doing to do some big things.
I do. Candy Crush Jelly.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
I think with the
at Ida John's
Candy
comments.
Crush is that
Yeah.
it's about something you can just pick up and do for, and it isn't educational at all.
I know that. I know that. Of course, this has got nothing to do with that. But they are entering new areas. The whole point is they are entering new areas. They're very much. I just made the reference to Candy Crush, which got nothing to what we are talking about. I'm just talking about the people who, from my area, where there might be some interest in new ways. Of course, Candy Crush got nothing to do what we Sorry.
Well, I think the interesting thing is how addictive it is, and how as soon as you get something pedagogic, it turns people off. It's I think the gold sort of standard. What we're looking for is as games are, and I don't know if anybody's really done that. So yeah, I've not really found, a fail-safe way of making learning games into something so addictive as the gaming community and powerful ones. And people are immersed, and they spend hours. I was just talking to a friend of my son's today. Most of his teenage life immersed in games, and just or what he could have done with all those hours, or was he learning? Anyway, over to the gamers. I don't know. I'm not apart from Candy Crush. I don't do much.
Well, we used to say the same when many people watching television for hours on end. Do they really want to learn something? I used to play hours Tetris, tons of hours. Yes, me too. Yeah, it's just fun. Okay, yep. Well, the partnership is still open. Yeah, we can. So one or two partners can still join. So if you know somebody great, the ones that I would love to have involved, obviously, are those sitting here in our midst, like Winchell, Barbara, Anne, Helena, Carol, and of course everyone here sitting. Yeah, but we have to play institutions. Yeah, that's it about your funny projects, but I hope that when Auckland is in there, that maybe Carol and Crystal have a job again, if they want
What's
it.
the timeline on it, Heike?
Well, the timeline is usually like, okay, if April is proposal stage, on 26th of April we hand in, and then we get the say yay or nay sometime in July, August, and then it starts in November, and then usually it's 2 years. Yeah, and the proposals can be done once a year. That's it. So I've handed in 3 proposals, and 3 times I got accepted on the first run. But that is I think the exception. Many people put in proposals and then they get, it's exceptional. It's not normal. So. And many just get the feedback then, and usually have to improve on the project, on either the consortium or the proposal or blah blah blah. So it's not bad to hand in even a not so complete proposal now, and then in a year's time come up with a really good thing, because it's not a problem to have a year difference between projects, honestly. Only one pass.
In something that represents a broad category of games, meaning we have competitive games that keep track and keep score, but we have activities that can be sort of benign competitions, when people don't really like to compete.
Oh no, I'm just thinking, Ida, we have UCLan as a university in UK already. We can't have a second one. We always have to have one in a country. And Winchell so much as I want to have you and see you in the program, but there's no money can leave the EU. That's one of those conditions.
I have citizenship in EU.
You do?
Yes, I'm Irish. I have Irish passport. Irish citizenship. I do.
Then you must.
In 2 years, I plan on using it. Yeah, when Donald Trump is the president.
Winchell, that's great
do
news.
stop.
Sorry. Sorry to bring everybody to Buzzkill. We're packing our bags.
Alright.
Winchell.
Otherwise,
We just turned the meeting into our horror story.
is Ireland in
But,
the
so
EU?
do you have a company in Ireland?
No.
Yeah.
You have a company in Ireland?
Who?
You.
No, I just have, because of my husband, there was a small window in the State Department, and wives were able to get citizenship papers.
Okay.
Irish citizenship papers.
No, you have to have, you can't be an individual person. You have to have either a company or be an institution or university or school or something.
We can create a
But
company.
individuals
Well, I
can
have learned it
can
down.
work. Can work for, for example, like I'm based in Brussels, so if I subcontract you as a teacher in the project, and I pay you a salary out of the money that I get from the EU, then that is perfectly possible,
If Learn It Town's a registered company in Ireland, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Same with Leslie. I mean, like Barbara she's the game's queen.
Yeah,
I'd love
she'd
to
be
have
great.
her
And
on
she's
it.
really good with the competitive and, this counters and scorekeeping and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm
Anyway,
better with activities.
so far on Guinevere, and I have to show you because, of course, one of the reasons why I got the project in the past is not because of a fantastic proposal, not because of a great partnership, well, that helps, maybe because of a good financial plan, but no, because of magic. This Guinevere on that Google Docs is important. So every project partner has to print her out and put her on the wall in the office and look at Guinevere on a daily basis. Otherwise, this magic does not become true. Now, in order to get a real good impression of Guinevere, I actually changed my outfit somehow. I have to show you this one. And I'm working with a friend of mine who's an art photographer in real life, I said, you have to help me create a Guinevere, which a little bit is like, I don't know, okay, well, to say next year we will have one of the Conference for Teachers of German, which is that great conference, well funded and all this. We called it something like in German, Eintauchen in Sprache und Kultur, which is dive in or immerse yourself. Immerse yourself in language and culture. That's the title of our next conference. And immersion is the key. So diving in is the key. And I created once this story about Lancelot, who accidentally through a ended up in Second Life and gets lost in this strange new world and eventually wants to find his Guinevere again. That was years ago. I created this really fantastic video.
Remember that, yes.
And if I may share this with you, and it was a really, really great story. So now the story unfolds. And I mean, if we are talking about games in virtual worlds, then the fantasy element of games has to come in, of course. So I'm trying to position Guinevere as if she is like gazing through the Stargate, yeah, on one side she looks like Guinevere, on the other side she looks like Heike in real life, maybe with all of the imperfections of real life that are possible. I want something like dive in, a picture that helps people understand the joy of getting immersed in a virtual environment. Okay. This is only to create a picture, and this is the picture that should get us Guinevere the project, because magic is needed.
Nice.
Woohoo! That's great.
And of course she's
Really is.
barefoot.
Well, of course.
I never trust anyone
Oh,
who's
that's
barefoot.
great.
And the first thing I said to Nick when he saw me today like this, because I'm shooting at the moment, is like, don't look at the cleavage.
Which made me look
but,
at it.
but to be honest, sex sells, and so fine. Could care less. Nuno is Lancelot. Oh, yeah, you have to come with me on Camelot Castle. We'll have to do some photo shooting. But you need something like a helmet or something. Oh my God! Now she's dragging him into this. Who's that with what a funny thing on top? Panagiotis. Oh, hi! The duck on head. Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Can you
Hi,
speak?
hello everyone.
Hi, yeah, you
Hello,
went
everyone.
offline.
Can you hear
Did
me?
you have problems?
Yeah, we
great.
can.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anyone. That's why.
Well, we're all
We were
here.
just sharing experiences with what we did in the last couple of weeks and what we want to do when meeting again. Tonight we thought perhaps you bring along games and maybe we can play some. But we also prepared something, like Carol, as usual, she's got something in her back of her sleeve to share something with us, yeah, so we can still do something. But perhaps if we could just simply share what we want to achieve with this, if we want to meet regularly, what we want to create, what we want to, as a group, perhaps do in the next couple of sessions. Any ideas?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what you have mentioned already. So, as far as I'm concerned, just meeting with individuals like you who are experienced and specialists on 3D worlds and having created this amazing place where both students and teachers can learn a lot of things, just to help their students. I would say just meeting and exchanging ideas, of course, perhaps just making a small project every now and then would be really interesting, just to get used to how to use all these tools and everything. That's what I would think.
Very nice thoughts. Absolutely. Is there anything, a bigger project we can all do together or have an idea on what to do? If not, then what are your expectations? Let us know.
I didn't know that we'd expected to meet again. I thought this was, just a one-off, but are we talking about more monthly meetings or something?
I would enjoy that if everyone is available.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy that very much as well. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
That's what I
Me
thought we
too.
got anyway.
I would definitely enjoy that too.
Well, it's
But
all
what
news
do we
to
want
me.
to do? is the question. What do we want to do? Any
Sit
thoughts?
around and chat. Sit around and chat and talk about the weather. Moan about Trump.
We could still focus on the traveling games where we pack them into holodecks. You know, we create games, pack them into holodecks. It's a whole skill set. Then you take that holodeck wherever you want to demonstrate.
Good point.
It's a great teacher tool once we get it wrapped.
Except everybody doesn't have a holodeck. I mean, we could put them all in Builders Buddies. That wouldn't be a problem. But
Yeah. Just the principles, learning the principles of, you know, packing and resin.
wrap it and come to OpenSim.
Yeah. I'm the open simulator evangelist.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think OpenSim is so much cheaper and better than Second Life.
I don't see why it's better. The thing that worries me is, I mean, I wanted a load of animals and I can't find them in OpenSim.
Oh,
Whereas-
yeah, but that's the point, that somebody doesn't. They're not there yet. So the people
Right.
that created the animals here in Second Life could also create them in Open Simulator, but they didn't. But
Yeah, so that's
technically-
why we're here, because we can buy anything we want here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from machinima and games and anything else, but we can't in OpenSim, which is the
Yeah,
main
that's
reason I'm
true.
here.
Most things you have to build yourself. That's true. But
Mm.
technically, there are the Open Simulator can be used much more for gaming, because there are as much, the scripting is extended outside of the Linden scripting. You can also use it in a special Open Simulator scripting. So, for instance, you can have a HUD attached without permission. And that's great, for instance, when you want to have an island where they need a HUD. And non-player characters, NPCs, is very simple in OpenSim. So,
Yeah.
and it's much cheaper to run an island, because now when you want to rent an island over here, it costs you over $2,000 a year. And for
Yeah,
that
but
money,
no,
I run a complete grid.
If we were to come into OpenSim with you, yeah, what as a group of people can we do there? What we also perhaps can do here, or whatever? What do we want to build?
That's a good question.
It is.
Nick, have you heard of Resmela? Resmela?
That
Doesn't
looked
really work.
brilliant.
We went to a demonstration of this thing the other night, and it's like an oversized holodeck. Whole Sims were packed into I don't know
The
what they were
Reza.
packed into it, into the
Just
Reza.
the Reza, they called it the Reza.
Yeah. And
So they got
Carry on.
whole Sims, but then they'd got all a batch of all sorts of things. So they'd got islands, trees, flowers, buildings, all sorts of stuff, and you just literally resed them out of this pack onto the island. So he built an island in front of us with mountains and trees and buildings in literally seconds. It was just incredible.
Wow.
But it doesn't run on Open Simulator. It's a different system.
We just don't know yet. We couldn't find out much about it. He was showing it off, demonstrating it, but it's still in beta, and he wasn't prepared to say much about when and where it's going to be available and how much it's going to cost.
it was in OpenSim though, wasn't it?
I'm sure. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on. It showed on Kitely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's simply,
Nick would be interested
that's
in
simply
that.
loading an island. Yeah. Of course, the big advantage in Open Simulator is that when you want to change your whole island, you just load a new island file, the OAR. and then everything is changed within a few minutes, and that's maybe what he's using, the Resmiller guy.
No. It was a Reza. It wasn't all files that he was doing. No, he was building from scratch. He was building the islands in front of us from scratch. So he's putting the mountains in, raising the water level. He was just doing it all on like a grid in front of us, and everything he did on the grid was reproduced on the land. It's very interesting.
Okay.
He could put out individual trees or vehicles at will, which is very nice.
That's nice.
Fascinating.
I'm looking at the website now. It's very interesting.
It is. It looks too. You guys were talking a while ago about taking things from one simulator to another. It seems that a lot of the developers and creators in OpenSim these days, like Kitely in particular, seem to be encouraging their developers to make products exportable so that you could buy it in Kitely and then take it to another grid, which might help some of that issue of lack of availability.
Theory you can, but I went and brought loads of stuff from all over the place, collected up masses of stuff and took it back into Edmondo, and then couldn't res it, couldn't use it. Even, you know, the owner of the island still couldn't res it and use it. So that it's not as easy as it sounds at the moment.
Well, here's hoping
it's getting better, but
if we eventually sort of think about doing something outside of Second Life, which is not a bad idea whatsoever, yeah, can we do something in Kitely in Edutopia? Because Barbara has laid a wonderful base I mean, you use 16 Sims already with a lot of role-playing environments for language learning. Yeah? So could we perhaps take our students to Edutopia, or collaborate on Edutopia, or create something on Edutopia that we could say, could use with students there? Any ideas there?
It actually costs money if for every user that you get on the islands, you have to pay for it, I think, as far as I understand. And so maybe it would be better to have a separate educational grid when you can do this. That way, I don't know.
reaction grid.
Yeah.
Or a self-hosted OS grid, if you had the technology and the equipment to do that. Or
You
maybe
can have
Barbara
You can have a hosted OS. I mean, you can just rent an island off.
Yeah.
Host.
I run 2 grids, and they're all running fine.
Yeah, or maybe Barbara would be willing to set up subscriptions or something like that so that we could chip in and help pay for her hosting fees in exchange for taking our students there and doing activities, lessons.
Yeah, she actually wants to do that. She wants to let teachers come in with students and for a small fee and use everything. And there are not 16 Sims anymore. There are more, and with activities as well. So that's what she's planning.
Wow.
That's good.
That is cool.
Yeah. So yeah, anytime. I think you can just say when you want to come. It's no problem. I mean, everything is almost to finish the roads. Sorry, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
in general,
it could be great to have Barbara here, but I know she's very busy here during weekends. But I think she's finish her courses here. Finish her courses here very soon. It could be great to hear from her herself the possibilities.
Well, I know that that's a fact that she wants to offer to offer that any teacher can go there with their students for a small fee. I know that, and she's almost finished with the roads. Well, no, I think the roads are finished, so you can already work there.
Well, what I keep thinking is that education, well, here where we meet, education is a sim for educators. It's not a sim for learners, for sure. Here is where we educators get together and share practices and share training, know-how, etc., etc. But education is not a sim for students, except for, of course, if you bring them to use the holodecks, yeah? That was the idea initially. Not a lot is happening there, that though. I mean, it's not a lot of people really bring their students here. So if we could have an area where we can take students, which is purposely built for students in a game-like environment so that they can straight away sort of, almost like in Learn It Town, yeah, but Learn It Town is a commercial enterprise. I'm sure you charge per students, right, Wincha? Or do you accept?
Right, we have, it's like a private school.
It is like a private school, right. So what we would want is, we want a virtual world for our students to take to, so that they can meet other students from other countries, ideally. I mean, that would be the real ideal thing, yeah?
Yes.
And could Barbara's Edutopia serve that purpose? For sure, yeah? How much
yes, that's
is
what
it
she
then?
wants to do. Yes, that's what she wants to do. It's
Yeah.
exactly
How much
what
is
the
it
community.
to take students? How much is it?
Oh, well, I don't know, because she wanted to make a little list, but it won't be very much. It's quite, you know, a reasonable price. I'm asking her now, but she's teaching.
Yeah, because she pays, I think, $40 for the
Yeah.
whole 16 Sims or something on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Wow.
But
Yes.
then taking people to the Sims,
That's why I'm
There's a-
saying
there's
that
a fee.
that should be not too much money. That's really, you know, it's going to be something that you can afford as well. It's not going to be too much.
Well,
But she needs
just-
to get her, you know, her monthly fee paid, and
I mean, just
That's what she
here
wants
in
to
Second
do.
Life, everybody with a plot here has to pay 180 annually, which is a lot of money. I mean, it's like maybe one day. The sim would be great.
we have created
So
activities.
could we-
So you could even get
Could we-
note cards with activities already made. Yeah,
So could we perhaps even meet on Edutopia next time and think about what we could all as a group contribute towards an area where we could take students to eventually?
well, she would be really fascinated with the idea. I'm sure, yes, we can. I'm just writing everything we're saying now, but she's teaching. She's going to see it later on. So, but yes, no problem. We can meet there.
It's quite easy to I just checked, you know, all my links to all the open sims I've been to here, and I went here the other day, and it's open. It's free. You don't have any problems entering. You just had to get the name, and you just search for it and at Kitely, and then bang, you're in there. It's quite huge. I had my problems to find my way around there.
But
Yeah, it's not the thing that it's free to use. The thing is that there's a little
can.
available there. I mean, like, you know, how many objects? What- So perhaps we have to, we can, as a group of teachers that we are, all game crazy, maybe we can collaborate on creating some game-like experiences on some of the Sims by working together on it. You know, create,
Well,
I don't know, a scavenger hunt type of thing or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I can give you one of my activities. I've made 9 or I don't know. I covered all the Sims, and then you can see, and you can create lots more. It's so
Well,
many
the thing
things.
is, we absolutely, definitely need Maya experts.
Well, why?
Winchell.
Well, give me a little time here. Still gosh.
Wait, maybe we all end up using Maya in the end, so being able to put things in OpenSim.
You could
Just simple
you could
stuff.
join me. You could join me in learning about Blender. I've done.
Oh,
two,
yeah,
I've
yes,
done
please.
two classes
I
now.
would love to.
Yes.
I can almost move the camera. I can almost rotate an object. That's pretty good.
You're
After
so
years.
organized.
But maybe
I would love
do you
to learn
remember
it.
Almut? Do you remember Almut? He's a Blender expert. Almut.
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
He's a great expert, and he's very helpful.
Well, would that be something that we all would like to learn, a 3D software, so that we could import things into virtual worlds?
I
Yeah,
would love to.
And we could,
Me too.
figure out what the overlap is, because we need to know what should be built in Second Life and in OpenSim, and what should be built in Maya or whatever.
Yeah, there is some overlap, but I think
Well,
that
the one thing I was very fascinated, do you know James Abraham, who used to be a Lister
Yeah.
Cardinal
Lister.
in Lister,
Mhm.
and he
Yes.
received the award by NMC, I think New Media Consortium. He received an award for his Spanish learning sim here in Second Life.
Oh,
Eventually-
this is great. This is great. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Yes. He's
Mikasa
good.
Sukasa, yeah. And he eventually then goes into OpenSim and now has recreated a
Yes.
Spanish learning sim. Yeah, we did that. We visited his sim in at Languages, and the interesting thing, the whole thing, what was really interesting about it is that he says now, okay, I have this Spanish learning sim on my server, on my stick, almost. So if any
Wow.
other school in the whole world asks me to provide Spanish lessons to their students in a 3D environment, this is what I can sell them. I can basically sell them a product. I no longer have to sell a service, service of teaching Spanish, as it were, for example, but I can give them a complete 3D environment for their students to start learning Spanish. And I thought this idea was fascinated me, really. It really thrilled me to bits that if we could all end up with our own learning environments somehow, on a stick, as it were, that we can take to the customers, say,
And then from the instructor's point of view, if you just had your desktop computer in your office, if your students had access to the university network, for example, then you have a completely isolated environment. You wouldn't have to worry about, I mean, here in the U.S., we have an education rights and privacy law that basically means we have to try to protect our students' information to the ultimate extent. And so that would resolve those issues pretty nicely.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, if we hand in for the European Commission Youth Program, this might be an approach, to select environments that are basically youth-friendly. OpenSim is youth-friendly, Second Life
I think
isn't.
it is.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, at the moment with the OpenSim is the isolation, So like in Edmondo, people in Edmondo, they wouldn't be able to meet other students. But eventually, guys, I mean, we're looking into the future. Guinevere is the next project, but maybe the one afterward is Excalibur. Excalibur is all about exchange. EXC.
The wonder is a closed environment.
Arthur has to pull out the sword out of the stone first, then grow up. So, but exchange is the big dream also of Randall. When he created here Edunation, he said his big dream is that groups of students meet here on the island. So, and Tila, Nick explained that Tila was this was this first European project which in real time tried to get students in a virtual world together. They had massive problems with scheduling because there had to be this English lesson on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock in Germany for the students. And meeting the French students, they had to have the English lessons at exactly Wednesday 11 o'clock as well in order to meet. And then they both had to have access to computer rooms and that sort of thing, you know. It was a huge scheduling issue in the whole project, but it was the first of its kind to attempt this. Yeah? So maybe we can, when preparing games, machinima, and expertise on how to teach in a virtual world, maybe we can then go out into this next project say, look, we are ready. If your students want to come, we're ready for you.
Well, it's quite easy to connect an open simulator grid to another grid, so you can have exchanges even from one school grid to the other school grid. So that's possible.
True. And if you can make sure that
great
everyone
news,
has
great
suitcases
news,
to carry
Nick.
their materials.
And Windows has chosen to have a closed environment, and but you can have an open environment which connects from one to another grid. So you can have actually most of the open environments in OpenSim, they are all connected through hypergrid, and so it's even more islands than in Second Life at the moment. How about that?
Yeah,
So
and
if I-
e-twinning definitely is already on the way to going real time. E-twinning is going real time, as far as I know. So I heard.
Cool.
E-twinning
Yeah,
is very
wonderful.
good to consider, yes.
So if that real-time collaboration between students in Europe or in worldwide, if that once that takes off, we will be laughing. Yeah, we'll be very much prepared. Even having to learn Maya, it's worth it. Can you teach us, Winchell? Hey.
Not just yet.
See? Okay.
I could probably
Shall we go-
explain it to you, but I couldn't do it with my hands, you know.
So, Hazel, we need you.
Yes.
We need you for the
It's free,
beginner.
Hazel, right now.
And then when we get into Blender, then eventually we'll end up with Maya.
What do you
Yes.
mean it's free? What do you mean it's free?
Well, you can go and get it as a student. It seems pretty easy.
Oh.
The software you can get for free?
Yeah, so you can learn it. Let's see what it is. Student version.
How
Let me
much
see if I
does
can
Maya
find
cost?
it. Oh, 5,000 or so.
Ouch.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Wow.
that's really wow.
Might be a little bit less now because they did come down, but let's see. Maya educational.
They've got no competition. They're all Autodesk. They all come from the same company.
And I think they're realizing Maya's too highly priced. Let's see.
Isn't Unity 3D also a program that we could use for free? Or develop something
and
in it?
Maya has an export to Unity feature.
They're not really the
wow.
same thing, though. Unity is
No.
a games engine. Maya is, I
really
suppose,
big.
a creator and an animator,
Yeah.
I think.
Brings me to my dream software, iClone. I really wanted to learn.
Yes, I'm still plugging along
So could
with that.
Blender be a step into real, say, iClone for some of us? Or
Blender's
Shall we-
a good place to start to go to Maya or iClone or wherever. It's a modeler and an animator, and it does pretty much everything. It does liquids, it does this and does that, but how it does them, I've got no idea.
okay, so we'll meet next time if we want to meet, when can we meet again? Shall we meet in Edutopia?
Bye, Nick. Yeah, yes. We can meet there.
That would be great.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Say in a month from now? Is there?
Bye-bye.
I know there's IATEFL mid-April, so either before or after. I don't know.
Well,
How about Sunday the 10th? Or,
Sunday. the
hang
10th.
on, Sunday 24th.
April.
Thank you, Winshaw.
April, yeah. Or 10th. I think 24 sounds good, no? Any thoughts on 24?
Trying to get a calendar in front of me.
He's going me. Me.
Oh, are we talking about Sunday? Sunday.
Yeah,
Next
yeah,
one's
Sunday.
the 3rd. Oh no. I'm not going by months. That's a fortnight.
Yeah, the 24th looks good to me.
24 April sounds good. Carol,
It
what
does.
did you say?
It does to me. I'll be travelling on the 10th, I know.
Yeah, me too, already, yeah. So 24 sounds great. Great by me, and then we meet in Edutopia.
I can't
Yeah.
meet
Think
the
about-
24th, so because
And,
that's Doris's
We'll
MOOC day.
beg Hazel for Blender lesson.
Oh, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Change the date for Winchell. We've got to change it.
Sorry, what is the Winchell? You can't make
She
24?
can't make it.
No, I can't make the 24th because that's the day of the MOOC from 2 to 4 here. Doris and Nellie Deutsch's MOOC.
Okay, but what time would that be?
2 to 4.
That's 2 to 4.
2 to 4. What
2
time?
to 4. So, yeah,
Well,
well. Mm-hmm.
Try the 1st of May.
Then we do it 1st of May? Oh no, 1st of May is stupid. It's a bank holiday. Really, so.
Yeah.
No? 1st of
Well, the
May.
10th is a fortnight.
The 8th
isn't
is virtual round table. I can't make the 8th. Or how about meeting on the 21st a little earlier then?
April 21st?
Yeah.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Fine by me. Can you do Thursday, Hiker?
What time? Thursday? When again?
Well, you said the 21st of April. That's a Thursday. I
No,
thought
no.
you worked on
No,
Thursday.
24th of April, a little earlier, I thought. Perhaps
Right.
if we meet earlier, and then...
I'm lost. Are we in
Got an
April
idea?
or May?
24th of April still.
24th in April.
Yeah, because the 1st we can't, because of a 1st of May bank holiday thing. The 8th we can't, and then we'll meet next year. So the 24th of April sounds good, but from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Winchell can't. So how about meeting a little earlier then? That work for you, Winchell, or do you,
what time?
would you be
Sure.
busy? Yeah? So if we meet instead of 1:30, like today we met 1:30, but it's then I think the time will have changed again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It will
hang
have.
on.
We'll have gone back an hour.
Yeah. 1 hour.
Exactly. Then it's 12:30. It used to be
No,
12:30
hang on. We
SL
go
time.
forward in. We go forward,
Yeah.
don't we? We go
Spring
forward.
Yeah.
festival
Forward.
fallback.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
summer.
we changed it the 1st of March.
Then there's no conflict, Winchell, because we'll meet
Okay.
at 12:30.
Mhm.
And so you'll be 90 minutes. You'll be able to be here, and then go off to
Okay.
2 p.m. Yeah, great. Yeah, wonderful.
Hmm.
So 24th of
7:30
April.
for me is that.
12:30 SL time.
Yes, 12:30
Okay.
SL.
That'll be
SL.
2:30 my time.
I think that's 7:30 our time. I'm not sure.
SL. and it's 8:30 UK time.
8:30 UK time. Well, that was the
Yeah,
time we met
like
today.
today. Yeah, exactly the same. 9:30 for Germany, or yeah, Germany, or Brussels, or whatever. So CET. So 8:30 UK,
How can it be
9:30 and
earlier
12:30 as a.
for Winchell then? If
No,
It's
Winchell is
exactly the
already
same as
1 hour
today.
earlier.
I
That's
see.
perfectly fine. It's already 1 hour earlier because of the time change again, springtime and US time. Today was 1 hour later for her
Right.
because of the.
In the U.S., we switched time the first week in March.
Yeah, we don't switch
Exactly.
till the
You
end
do
of
this
March
because
27th.
you want to annoy us.
Yeah.
No, we do this because we elected Bush twice.
We got mixed up.
Oh my god.
Right.
Even
So
Bush
we
is
can
an
already.
advantage on what might happen next. next.
Oh, please,
So in preparation
I beg
of
you, don't go there.
in preparation of the 24th of April, we can already go into Kitely and see what we might want to help create there. How's that? Every one of us,
Sounds
okay?
great.
I'm going to work on my house, my one prim house.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That's my new challenge.
Can I have a one prim fairy outfit?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh.
Not unless it can be made from a primitive. I can make you a
think
little
I'll have-
bee's outfit, though.
I have to see whether I can get some magic fairy outfit. Okay, thanks a lot everyone for coming.
Okay, have a
Oh,
good
thanks so
evening.
much, you guys. This has been great.
It's
Take
wonderful.
care, everybody.
Nice to see you.
And
Take care, you
Dee Snow
guys.
was
Yeah,
here.
bye-bye.
She
Nice to
made
see
my
you.
evening.
Bye.
Wonderful.